Okay, so let's dive right into this. We're tackling Parkinson's disease today.
Right.
And, we can only imagine if you're listening to this and you've just recently been diagnosed.
Yeah.
What a whirlwind it must be. So much information coming at you, a lot to process. We're here to help sort through all that. We've got tons of articles and research and medical resources.
Right.
And we're going to pull out what we think are the most important pieces for you to get started.
It can be really overwhelming, absolutely. And, I always say knowledge is power. The more you understand about what's going on, the better equipped you'll be to make decisions.
Absolutely. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is Parkinson's disease? I know it has to do with movement, but what's actually happening in the brain?
So at its core, it's a neurological disorder. And the part of the brain that's affected is the one that controls movement.
Okay.
And what happens is there's a loss of brain cells that produce dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical messenger. It's vital for smooth and controlled movements.
So that explains the tremors and stiffness that people often associate with Parkinson's, right?
Exactly. Those are the classic motor symptoms. But here's the thing. There's another side to Parkinson's, a side that doesn't get as much attention. And those are the non-motor symptoms.
Non-motor symptoms. I'm not sure I'm familiar with those. What are some examples?
Well, these are symptoms that don't directly involve movement. So things like sleep problems, loss of smell, constipation.
Interesting.
Or even mood changes like anxiety or depression.
Huh. I never would have connected those with Parkinson's.
Yeah, and the surprising thing is these can actually show up years before any of the movement-related symptoms.
Wow. So it's not just about the tremors, it's a much bigger picture.
Absolutely. And, recognizing those early signs, those non-motor symptoms, can be so important because it can lead to an earlier diagnosis, and the sooner you start managing the disease, the better.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So if you're experiencing some of these things that might seem unrelated, definitely worth talking to your doctor about it. So how is Parkinson's actually diagnosed? What tests are involved?
Usually it's a combination of things. Your medical history, a neurological exam, and of course, your doctor's observations of your symptoms.
Okay.
So they'll be looking for those motor symptoms we talked about, tremors, stiffness, slow movements, problems with balance. And they'll also ask about any non-motor symptoms.
It's very personalized then, not just a simple blood test.
Exactly. It's all about your individual presentation. Now, in some cases, your doctor might recommend an imaging test, like a dopamine transporter scan, that can actually visualize the dopamine activity in your brain, and that can provide a little more certainty in the diagnosis.
It seems like even with all of that, there's still a lot of uncertainty that probably comes with a diagnosis like this.
Oh, absolutely. It's a big thing to process. And everyone reacts differently. Some people are scared, overwhelmed. Others might feel a sense of relief, like finally they have an answer.
Yeah.
But whatever you're feeling, it's completely valid.
It's so important to remember that there's no right or wrong way to feel.
Definitely. And remember, you're not alone in this. Lean on your support system. Talk to your family and friends. Think about joining a support group. Connecting with others who understand what you're going through can make a world of difference.
Yeah, that human connection is so powerful, especially when facing something like this.
It really is. And remember, every journey with Parkinson's is different. It's not one size fits all. There are different subtypes of the disease, and they each have their own pattern of progression, and they respond differently to treatment.
So what does that mean for someone who's newly diagnosed?
Yeah.
How does knowing your subtype actually affect the treatment plan?
Well, understanding your subtype, it's kind of like having a roadmap. It helps you and your doctor anticipate how the disease might progress.
Okay.
And that helps make decisions about treatment and lifestyle changes.
That makes sense. So let's talk about treatment now. What are the options? What can a newly diagnosed person expect?
Well, the main focus of treatment is to manage those symptoms and help you maintain the best quality of life for as long as possible. And the cornerstone of treatment is usually medication. Levodopa is the gold standard, especially for managing those motor symptoms.
I've heard of levodopa. How does it work?
So basically, it's a medication that's converted into dopamine in the brain, which helps replenish those depleted levels of dopamine, the ones that are causing those movement problems. So in the early stages, it can be really effective, helps reduce the tremors, the stiffness, that slowness of movement, allows people to move more freely and easily.
So that sounds like a game changer for someone who's really struggling with those symptoms.
It can be, but it's important to understand medication is only one part of the picture.
Right.
A comprehensive approach to managing Parkinson's It involves medication therapies, lifestyle changes, and that strong support system we keep talking about.
So it's about treating the whole person.
Exactly.
So what are some of those other therapies or lifestyle changes that we should be thinking about?
Well, we're going to dive deeper into those in the next part of our deep dive. But the key takeaway for now is this. Knowledge is power, connection is vital, and you've got a whole team of people, including us, who are here to support you on this journey.
That's a great message. And speaking of empowering, let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and explore those other crucial aspects of managing Parkinson's, including the exciting role that technology is playing.
Okay.
It's helping improve care and empower patients.
Sounds good. So before the break, we were talking about subtypes.
Right.
And how understanding your subtype can be like having a roadmap for your journey with Parkinson's. It helps you know what to expect.
Yeah, and I think what's really reassuring is that it means your treatment plan is going to be tailored to your specific needs.
Right, exactly. It's not a cookie-cutter approach. And, building on that idea of personalized care, let's talk about those therapies and lifestyle changes we mentioned.
Okay.
Those are really essential tools for managing your symptoms and living well with Parkinson's.
So where should we start? What are some of the most impactful therapies available?
One of the cornerstones of Parkinson's management is rehabilitation.
Okay.
And that includes things like physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy.
I can see how physical therapy would be helpful, especially for mobility issues. But how do occupational therapy and speech therapy fit in?
So occupational therapy focuses on helping you stay independent with your daily activities. It's all about finding ways to adapt to those tasks that might become more challenging.
So like finding practical solutions to everyday problems.
Exactly. It could involve learning new techniques for things like dressing or cooking,
Right.
or even exploring assistive devices that can make daily tasks easier.
That makes sense.
The goal is to empower you to keep doing the things you enjoy and the things you need to do.
And what about speech therapy?
Parkinson's can sometimes affect your voice and your swallowing, making it hard to communicate or even eat safely.
Right.
Speech therapy helps strengthen those vocal muscles, improve articulation, and it teaches you strategies to communicate more clearly.
So rehabilitation covers a pretty wide range of challenges. It seems like it's a pretty crucial part of living well with Parkinson's.
It really is. And along with rehab, exercise plays a really important role in managing both your physical and mental well-being.
Yeah, I've heard that exercise can be incredibly beneficial. But what is it about exercise that makes such a big difference?
Well, studies have shown that regular physical activity can really improve your balance coordination, flexibility, and strength.
Okay.
It can even reduce tremors and rigidity.
Really?
Yeah. So movement becomes smoother and easier.
So it's not just about staying fit, it's actually about combating the symptoms of the disease.
Exactly. And beyond the physical benefits, exercise has huge benefits for your mental health.
Okay.
It releases those feel-good endorphins,
Right.
which can combat anxiety and depression, which can be big challenges for people with Parkinson's.
For sure.
Plus, it can improve sleep quality, which is often disrupted by the disease.
It's amazing how something as simple as exercise can have such a widespread impact.
It really is. And the best part is, there's no one right way to exercise. It's about finding activities you enjoy and that fit your abilities.
Like, what are some examples of exercises that are good for people with Parkinson's?
Well, there's so many options. Walking, swimming, cycling, dancing.
Oh, wow.
Yoga, Tai Chi. The key is to find something you genuinely enjoy. That way you're more likely to stick with it.
I guess like with any exercise program, consistency is key.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to start slow.
Right.
Gradually increase your activity level as you get stronger and feel more confident.
All of this is so encouraging. It seems like even small changes can make a big difference. Are there any other lifestyle adjustments that can help manage Parkinson's?
Diet is one area that's often overlooked.
Okay.
There's no magic Parkinson's diet.
Right.
But making healthy food choices can definitely support your well-being and give you the energy you need.
So what kind of diet is recommended?
Just focus on a balanced and nutritious diet.
Okay.
Plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein. Those foods provide the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that can help protect your brain cells and support overall health.
So basically a healthy diet, which is generally good advice for everyone.
Right.
But it sounds even more crucial when you're dealing with a chronic condition like Parkinson's.
Exactly. And don't forget about hydration. Make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day.
Yeah, it's easy to forget about the simple things sometimes.
It is, but staying hydrated can help prevent constipation, which is a common issue for people with Parkinson's.
Okay.
And it can improve your energy levels and even your cognitive function.
And along with diet and hydration, sleep is super important too, right?
Absolutely. Parkinson's can really disrupt sleep patterns, but getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night can make a huge difference in how you feel.
Huh?
That can improve your mood, your energy levels, your ability to cope with the challenges of the disease.
So we've covered rehabilitation, exercise, diet, and sleep. It really is a holistic approach,
Right.
addressing both the physical and mental aspects of Parkinson's.
You got it. And remember, all of these strategies work best in combination with a strong support system. Don't be afraid to reach out to loved ones, friends, or support groups for that extra help and encouragement.
It's that human connection that's so vital, especially when you're facing a chronic illness.
It is. Surround yourself with people who understand what you're going through, who can offer a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, or just a distraction from it all.
I love that. This has been so insightful. We've talked about understanding subtypes, the power of therapies and lifestyle changes, but we've also touched on something really important.
Yeah,
That human connection and building that support system.
absolutely. And in the final part of our depth dive, we'll explore how technology is transforming Parkinson's care,
Okay.
offering new tools for monitoring symptoms, delivering treatments, and empowering patients to really take control of their health.
It sounds like we're stepping into the future of Parkinson's management.
We are.
So we've talked about knowledge support systems, therapies, lifestyle changes, all those things that could really make a difference in managing Parkinson's. But now let's talk about technology, because it's playing a bigger and bigger role all the time in how we understand, treat, and even live with this disease.
It really is. Technology is kind of changing the game in a lot of ways. We can gather more data about the disease-tailored treatments more effectively, and it's really empowering for people to be more in control of their own care.
So what are some of the exciting developments happening right now? What's on the horizon?
Well, one area that's really taking off is wearable sensors.
Okay.
These are devices you can wear like smartwatches or special sensors that track your health and movement.
So it's like having a personal health monitor with you all the time.
Exactly. And they can gather all kinds of data, tremors, gait sleep patterns, even those subtle changes in movement that you might not even notice yourself.
And all of that information can be really helpful for your doctor, right?
Absolutely. It helps them adjust your medications, therapies, identify any potential problems early on, and just track your progress over time.
It's like having constant insight into how your body's doing.
It is. And it's not just for your doctor. These sensors can also help you understand your own patterns. So you can make adjustments to your lifestyle. Like, say, you notice your tremor is worse at certain times of day. You might adjust your meds or plan activities around that.
That's amazing. That level of self-awareness must be so empowering.
It is. And it's not just wearables. Telehealth is another big game changer, especially for people who have trouble getting around or live far from specialists.
Yeah, I could see how that would be huge.
It is. Telehealth lets you connect with your doctor remotely through video calls or phone appointments.
So you can have appointments, medication reviews, even therapy sessions, all from home.
Exactly. It really breaks down those barriers to care, makes it more convenient and accessible.
And it's not just convenience, right? I imagine it also leads to more frequent contact with your healthcare team.
You're right. Better communication, more personalized care. And then there's artificial intelligence. AI is being used in some pretty amazing ways.
I've heard a little about that. What's going on there?
Well, for one thing, AI algorithms can analyze the data from those wearable sensors we talked about.
Right.
And that helps detect patterns and predict potential problems even before they become noticeable.
So it's like having an AI assistant looking out for you.
Kind of, yeah. And AI can also help develop personalized treatment plans that take everything into account. Your symptoms, lifestyle, even your genetic factors.
It's like science fiction becoming reality.
It is. And this is really just the beginning. As AI and other technologies keep advancing, we're going to see even more personalized and effective approaches to managing Parkinson's.
This has been an incredible journey. From understanding the basics to exploring these cutting-edge advancements. I hope our listeners are feeling informed and empowered.
I hope so too. And remember, even though Parkinson's is a challenging diagnosis, it doesn't have to define you.
Right.
There are resources, treatments, and a whole community of support out there.
You're not alone in this.
Yeah.
And there's so much to be hopeful about. Knowledge is power, connection is vital, and you've got a whole team in your corner.
That's right. Never lose sight of the most important thing. Your resilience, your strength, your determination to live a fulfilling life.
That's a great message to end on. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into Parkinson's disease. We hope you found it valuable and informative. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and keep living your life to the fullest.